Hi all, I have another fascinating Magnus Carlsen game to show you from the Isle of Man tournaments. This was in round 1. Let's see what happened. His opponent was Bardur on Birkisson, c4 for Magnus, so English opening to start off with, but we get a transposition into a Nimzo engine defense. e3, the Rubinstein variation, knight f3, b6, bishop d3, bishop b7, Magnus Carlsen's d5. Now we have c takes d, so that locks in that bishop potentially. Black did actually take with pawn here, and now knight e5. This is quite an aggressive knight, and there's been some very famous quotations about knights on e5, as if you get a knight on e5 and the attack will play itself. Let's see, is there an attack? Knight bd7. Well, we have f4. This would activate that rook on the f file, and we've got a sensitive point on f7 potentially. Black played what seems to be a logical move in certain respects, using that e4 weakness, but Magnus actually just takes that and now puts more pressure on the f7 soft spot. We have queen e7, a3, bishop drops back, b4, knight f6, bishop b2. So that both of these bishops are poised towards the king side. c6, queen c2, and now actually black played b5. The bishop dropped back, and the idea is a5 to try and exploit white's apparently weak structure over here. Interestingly, Magnus actually just lets a pawn go with h3. He welcomes black winning a pawn in this scenario. Black did actually take it, and take again, nabbing a pawn. So what's the idea? Well, here rook takes was played. After takes, well, white can actually regain the pawn now with knight takes c6, but this wasn't played because there's no rook c8, knight takes e7 as check. This is favourable for white, but Magnus actually didn't go in for this continuation. It would be quite nice for white, but instead he played rook a1. And this actually has some other ideas in mind to do with f7 and a8. I'll give you an example. Say black plays h6. White has bishop takes f7 here, leaving that bishop hanging, and knight takes f7 is just winning for white. So black actually blocked that bishop. But now rook takes a8, staggering, an exchange sack, a wonderful exchange sack from Magnus. After taking queen takes c6, and look at this, d5 is hit, a8 is hit, and there's still an issue on f7. So black is having to defend multiple points here, all on light squares actually, f7, d5 and a8. He tries knight c7, but this gives up that f7 pawn. And now queen takes e4, so it's a lot of pawns won there for that exchange sacrifice. Rook f8 is played here. d5. There's actually a very strong winning threat in this position. I'll show you the threats now. Black didn't play bishop c5, for example. This is a token move to show you. Can you see what white could play in this position? If I give you 5 seconds, starting from now. Okay. Knight g6 check, very forcing. Bishop takes g7 again, very forcing. Queen takes is just mating. Yeah, that's the threat of d5. This bishop is coming in. So we have rook takes f7. Now Magnus takes on f7, and he takes this bishop. So he's 2 pawns up. Black tries to keep some sort of material parity, just 1 pawn down, but taking here, knight takes e3, queen b8 check, and now another clever trick after queen g8. Can you see what white plays in this position? If I give you 5 seconds. Okay, bishop takes g7 check, bringing the king out to win the knight, so leaving white 2 pawns up. So white is 2 pawns up, and for Magnus this is just technique. Black resigned in this position. So a very nice interesting game, very nice interesting pawn sack, and not getting the pawn back but sacrificing the exchange, dismantling black on all the light squares. Great game. I hope you enjoyed this one. Comments, questions, likes, shares appreciated. Thanks very much.